Greetings, Prairie Forge. This afternoon, I want to show you something a little different. The other day, I introduced this little trident spear that I had recently made. This is based on an original that was found in the northern part of Norway from the Viking Age. And it was used to spear eels and probably small fish. Eels formed a fairly good portion of the diet, at least in some parts of Scandinavia during that period of time. So what I want to do, I'm going to demonstrate forging one of these tines. Obviously we have 3 of them that need to be pretty much identical or very similar, and then they're arranged radially around our wooden shaft to form the spear. So the way that we're going to do this, let's go over to the whiteboard. I'm going to take a piece of 3/16 inch round stock, get a good heat, and I'm going to draw a short but sharp point on the end. Then I'm going to double it back, or just bend it back onto itself so that we end up with this configuration. And then I will draw another quick point from here such that we end up in this configuration. And you can see I've got the sharp point on the end of the tine and the barb right here. Now it's possible that after all of this, that this barb is actually going to be right up against the stem. So we may have to just take a sharp chisel and kind of tease that underneath to pry that out slightly. So then there's an offset on the tine that we need to put in. You'll notice here, so that we bring the point slightly away from the center line of the shaft. And to do that, I'm going to use just a very simple tool, a hardwood block with a groove cut in at an angle. I'm going to heat the tine, place it in that groove, and then just dress the 2 ends back into the sides of the block of wood to give me that nice uniform offset. And that will allow us to get all 3 of them roughly the same. Okay, let's go to the fire. So there are at least 3 different ways that you can form these barbs on the ends of the tines, at least 3 ways to forge those. I'm just going to demonstrate this one method today that works nicely for me. I'll get a nice heat here, and then we'll draw that initial point to the anvil. And I can draw that as fine as I want. I can draw that down to a needle point if I want to. Okay, it's going to look like that. I'll take another heat and we'll bend it right back on itself quickly. This fire is heating very quickly at this point. It's a hot fire. We have to be careful so that we don't overheat the stock. We don't want to burn it off in the fire. Here we go, back to the anvil. Quick little bend. Just like that. Bring that back. And right back onto itself. Straighten that a little bit. Like so. All right. Now, if you'll remember from the whiteboard, at this point, I'm just going to draw a quick, sharp point right off the end to form the point of the tine. Back in the fire. And this fire, again, is heating very fast. Doesn't take much time for the fire. This bar stock is light. There's not a lot to heat. A few seconds. Back to the anvil. I'm going to draw this right out to a point. And there you can see we've got a nice barb in this area, a nice sharp point, and the barb has actually come out away from the stem, so we won't even have to use the chisel to pry that out. That looks real good. So the next step is to heat somewhere on the stem, go to the hardwood block, and put the little offset in. Another good heat. Now when we go to the hardwood block, there'll be some flames, some smoke, some sparks, but hopefully we'll be able to get that offset in very quickly and very accurately. Good heat. And we are just about ready to go. And to the block. So, bring that in. Now I need to get a hold here. Tongs. And I'm going to bring the other end in like so. Straighten this up just a little bit. And that is it. That is our little offset right here. You can see the sharp point, the barb on the tine. Our wooden shaft is going to come right in this area. So the only other thing to do now, the last step, would be to cut this off maybe 3 or 4 inches up the piece of stock, draw a point, and make a quick 90-degree bend that so we've got a point that we would be able to drive into our wooden shaft. And 2 more identical, and we would basically have our spear done. Again, the tines mounted on the wooden shaft, wrapped linen thread with a coating of beeswax and tar. So, relatively simple project, very quick to complete. I hope you enjoyed it, found it interesting, and I hope you can join us again another time.